Yo, welcome. Josxslave back here again. You can call me Josh, because that's my name. And today we're gonna be working on some ep3 seats. Pretty simple. They're actually not going into this car. They're for the budget build Civic. I do want to go get some more footage on that during the day, but I'm gonna do. I kind of showed a little bit of a video just previously, last video. Of it a little bit, but I want to get a nice introduction video, show the plans, really kind of let people get an image of it and put it together, and hopefully y'all will join the journey. And again, it's going to be very, very cheap. So without further ado, let's get into these ep3 Civic. Alright, and when I say Civic, this is EG, but you can pretty much do the same on EK or just about most of anything else. Let's get to it. And alrighty, so here's the rails. It's kind of like a little jig I made up to kind of keep the shape of where everything would sit on the original seat. These are the 20s I'm refinishing. I'll probably be making a video on those too. I kind of already started to sand them, but that was about it. We do need to do a little bit more sanding, but we'll get into that in something different video. So, you can see where I cut off 2 tabs here. 2 bolts there and a bolt going like that through the back. And on this side, you can see this and that. And I believe there might have been one on the back of here as well. Nope, just them. So that's that. So these are the stock rails. So what I'm going to do is I want this bottom half here. You can kind of see the difference there. So I'm going to cut a straight line all the way down the center of each. And see this one, same thing, because I just want this bottom half here, and then yeah, pretty much all that's going to come out. So this whole piece here is gone, that whole piece there is gone, so I'm just left with this rail like that. Alright, I keep that shape, so I'm going to come over here to the ep3 seat, and I'm going to drill or grinder these off, whatever it is, whatever you can do. And you're going to do that to all 4 of them. Pretty easy. There's also tack welds here and there on them. Some have 1 or 2 extra. Like I think, yeah, this one. See, we'll have to hit those with the grinder and just a hammer, maybe some channel locks, and just boom, boom, boom. We will probably hit a time-lapse of me kind of just playing with 1 or 2 of these to just kind of get you a nice mental image of how it's done. So once you get those off, we will come back to these. We will be taking this, flipping it over the way it goes onto that, finding a good point that sets on to this bottom existing, actually no, this existing rail, because this is the slider, this is the rail part. So we'll be finding a good point on these, on top of these. Grinding it, sanding it, whatever we got to do. I use a wire wheel right now. And, well, I guess that's all she wrote, really. We'll get into a quick time lapse. This is hopefully going to be kind of an easy, quick tutorial. There's probably different ways to do it, but this is my method. I feel like this just works easier for the tools that I have, and it's kind of, well, you know, it's easy to weld it on. I can also drill a hole here and there too to add a bolt or 2. I keep this slider, so I'll get rid of this slider completely, and we just maintain this here. Just make sure when you're doing this, you see how them off. Make sure you get everything in the right spot. All right, and this, you can do this out of whatever you need. This is just what I had laying around the house. And it's solid, it hasn't tweaked, it hasn't moved. So we'll just flip this over the way that whole piece, flip it over here, and we'll get started. Alright everybody, just remember, safety first, because I've definitely injured my eyes plenty of times. So I just kind of put a little notch in it, hit the bracket, smack it once or twice with a hammer. And then you can just pretty much, as you see, it'll just come off like that. So you just do that to the other 3 and they're off. So movie magic. Alrighty, after that movie magic, we got those off, got it cleaned up, and all I did was go straight down the middle and split them in half. I don't know of an easier way to do it, but that's just the easiest way for me. I use a grinder blade for each seat, basically, or grinder disc, show you, but got everything cleaned up on both sides, all around, so that we can weld it. So basically that's it right there, and all you're going to do is this. So this one hand, the back. So that's your back, that's your back. So that means so I've already got those leveled out to where they're supposed to be. Judging from everything that I've done, you see you want it about middle of the rail, so it's about a finger there, a little bit more than a finger there. So I put them about that area on that seat, and that's what I'm gonna do to this seat. And then you just, what you do is you'll find a real nice center where everything touches well, everything looks level and straight with everything else. Now the rails do sit like the original rails, so they're sitting straight. They sit just a little bit like that in the front. So you do got to compensate for that just a hair. But once you get it on there, it's like that. And you'll bend that in closer if you got to, or vice versa, whatever you got to do. You get to where you like. And then you run the welder. So because you got to think, by centering that, you also shift the seat slightly towards the door or away from the door. And you can use it as a guide, as in, so that's door side right there, because that's the driver. Which means the seat belt buckle is here. Now, I don't know if these will fit the EG seat belts or not. I do not have seat belts for that car yet, but I did keep the original seat belts right there, so I can reuse those if needed. I even got the screws, which we probably reuse these, but that's that. And if I go to do it, I might get rid of some of this nonsense, but we'll see. Probably just leave it. It's not wired up or anything like that. And that's about it, guys. It's pretty easy. We will come back when the seats are in the car. As you can tell, this one already came out like that. And it looks almost factory. Looks real good on the welds. Well, for me at least, I feel like some days they're good, some days they're bad. It's kind of a Harbor Freight thing. Like I said, you just kind of like and you'll get some channel locks, and you can just bend those in some. So that's it.